Please welcome first, Max Peters.
One of the most cinematic names in mixed martial arts, Max Peters, makes the long walk out to the cage.
I love it. I love it. I do believe, although this is our co-main event, second to last fight of the night, I believe this is the fight that many of the fans in this audience came here to see. Max Peters, coming out of Indianapolis, Indiana, 3-0, considers himself a pressure fighter, 21 years old, 5'8", 146. He's got 2 decision wins and a submission. Trains out of 10th Planet, Indianapolis, a blue belt. Took the fight on 3 weeks' notice. He knows that he's coming into hostile territory, but he feels like he's better than Blake Alvey everywhere. He thinks he'll win the striking exchanges, and he thinks he's better on the ground. Funny thing is, Blake Alvey said the same thing. So I'm very interested to see this scrap. Max Peters, one thing that he does really well, Brandon, the fights that I've watched, he shells well in the boxing exchanges. I'm not saying he has drastic head movement, but he covers well, and he doesn't mind eating a little bit to get his shots off. We'll see how he does with someone with the power and experience of Blake Alvey, but Max Peters has showed himself to be a strong MMA fighter in the short start of his career. Let's meet his opponent.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Louisville's own Blake Alvey.
The crowd now on their feet for Blake Alvey. Fighting out of Area 502, he's already a popular guy, but one of the more popular fighters out of 502 MMA.
Might be the most popular. Blake Alvey, 22 years old, very experienced, looking to go pro soon, but just wants to make sure that he's checking every box as an amateur. A 7-3 record. Got a great finish in Key West in June. This is his 3rd fight in 2025. He's undefeated 2-0. 5'8", 146 pounds, but started his cut from 162, and that's one thing. He feels like he's going to be a little bigger here. His plan is to keep it standing and bang it out. He thinks he's going to get a 3rd round KO. He's got a bevy of sponsors and a ton of fan support here tonight in Louisville, Kentucky. Let's list his sponsors. Gary Muncie, Uppercuts Barbershop, Pastime Fish House, Newton's Auto Repair, and Patrick Carter Tattoo. He wants to thank everybody in this audience that smiles when they see him succeed. And he's looking home to bring home the belt. We are scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. It's 2 major metropolitan cities against each other. Indianapolis, Indiana versus Louisville, Kentucky. Who is going to get it done? The battle of North and South. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. These fighters are virtually even across the board. Blake Alvey is at 7-3, Max Peters 3-0. This is gonna be a scrap. Let's see what happens.
This fight brought to you by Precision Garage Door and Door Repair. New garage doors and openers serving the Louisville metro area, including southern Indiana. Find them at GarageDoorsLouisvilleKY.com. Let's turn it over to Garrett Burdick to announce this fight.
Junior Fighting now presents our co-main event. 3 5-minute rounds for the future of fighting amateur featherweight championship, sponsored by Precision Garage Door. Tonight's championship fight is sanctioned by the Kentucky Boxing and Wrestling Commission Executive Director Matt Bird. We now introduce to you first the blue corner, standing 5'8", coming in under the championship limit at 146 pounds. Tonight he makes his future fighting debut, undefeated with 3 wins, no losses. 1 of his 3 wins coming by way of submission, a member of 10th Planet from Indianapolis, Indiana. Please welcome Max Peters. And now we introduce his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He also stands 5'8" and weighed in under the championship limit also at 146 pounds. 2-1 at Future Fighting, 6-3 overall as an amateur, including 4 wins by submission, 2 more by referee stoppage. Built and trained at Area 502, proudly representing Louisville, Kentucky. Please welcome the late Alvey.
This crowd is electric.
And we are scheduled for 15
All right, gentlemen,
minutes.
this fight is 5 3-minute rounds. We went over all the rules in the back. This is for the title. You have any questions for me? All right, well, let's touch gloves and have a good fight.
Your referee for this amateur featherweight championship, Eric Holt.
Here we go. Max Peters stepped up on 3 weeks' notice because Blake Alvey's opponent dropped out. He's been struggling to find fights, Blake Alvey. We'll see if Max Peters
Jab
has
and a
what it
big
takes.
cross lands right off the bat.
Good.
Straight kick.
Good right hand from Alvey.
Oh, and a big kick lands for Peters.
Alvey staying tight in the pocket, strong right hand, quick straight right.
Oh,
Ooh, deep up the middle.
almost lands.
Alvey is landing the shots here, but Max Peters is eating them.
Nice touch to the body, followed up with a lead hook to the head.
Very nice combination here.
And Peters is not backing down. He's throwing as soon as Blake steps in the pocket.
Alvey's boxing looks as good as I've ever seen. Big right hand.
Drops him. Peters is down. Can he recover?
That was a huge right hand.
And back to his feet.
Smart
But he
game
still
plan.
looks like he's a little bit damaged there in the left eye, a little wobbly.
These combinations from Alvey are so tight.
Oh!
This is over.
Big
That's
left
the
system,
fight.
and he's unconscious. Max Peters all the way out. Blake Alvey with a huge KO victory. Here's the replay. Boom, there's the body kick. Wow. Huge KO victory for Blake Alvey of 502 MMA. The crowd is once again on their feet here tonight. Let's watch that replay one more time. There's that left that puts him down. Few rights to follow up. And that was the end of that. Blake Alvey, now the amateur 145 champion. Beautiful fight. Look at the excitement when he sees his new hardware. That is, in fact, a beautiful belt. We've got several staff members over in the corner to check on Max Peters, make sure he is okay. Blake Alvey is understandably extremely excited. In just over 2 minutes of that first round. That's all it takes to get it done for Blake Alvey to take home that brutal knockout victory, to take home that championship belt for 145. Max Peters now up and walking around the ring. We'll take the fighters to the center. We'll hand it over to our announcer, Garrett Fertig, for our official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, your co-main event comes to a close at 1 minute, 6 seconds of the very first round. Declaring your winner by knockout and And now, the future of fighting, amateur featherweight champion, Blake Alvey.
Ladies and gentlemen, as Garrett Burdick said, Louisville's own Blake Alvey, your new amateur featherweight inaugural champion of Future of Fighting. Blake, you're 8-3 as an amateur now. I have never seen your boxing look better. We always knew you were strong on the ground. Your combinations were crisp. And you told me that before the fight. You felt like you'd have the edge on the feet, no doubt. You proved it. Is this how you saw this fight going down?
Absolutely, man. I mean, between Phil and Coach Aaron, we knew I'm sharp everywhere, but the biggest gap was the boxing. We've been working on the boxing. Blake O'Neal's been getting me together with the strength and conditioning. I could have done that for 5-minute rounds. But much respect to Max, man. He came in on 2 weeks' notice. He was the nicest fucking fighter I've ever met. And he came, he showed up on weight. He was here, he was ready, and it just went my way, man. But he's a good man. I look forward to seeing what he can do in the future.
That's a great attitude, Blake. Thank you. And we appreciate Mr. Peters there. So, Blake, 8-3, amateur championship, on a win streak. You're a man. You're 22 years old. You're getting closer to your prime. I don't think we're there yet. But we're just scratching the surface on your success. Is it time to go pro? What's next?
What's next is you would say Blake Alvey in a cage near you, throwing elbows and getting paid, baby. We're going pro!
You heard it here first. Blake Alvey, amateur champion, future professional. Give him a round